Kachukwu Ugochukwu.
Afam bụ Emmanuel Okonkwo wana asịghị nnọọ n'ihe mmemme nke ụbọchị taa cheta nọ NDLEA nọ ndị National Drug Law Enforcement Agency na-eweta gị mmemme every Tuesday site na enyemaka igwe ọdịnala nke Ogidi Igwe Pharmacist Alexander Unido site n'ụlọ ọrụ ya akpọrọ Alben Pharmaceuticals Limited ọfanwa na-enye ndị NDLEA nkwado si ọwa bịa mere ihe mmemme a kwa Tuesday ọbụla maka ọdịmma gị ọdịmma m nakwazi ọdịmma obodo anyị gaa n'ihu cheta na ihe mmemme a na anyị na-enye ohere ka ndị na-ege anyị ntị dịka gị nwa na-anụ ife anyị na-ekwu na mgbawa a ka ị nwee ike tụnye ụtụ uche nke gị n'ihe iche na anyị nwee ike ime ka anyị wee nwee mmeri na ya bụ agha na-ebu imegide ọgwụ ike daalụ n'isonyere anyị n'ụbọchị taa.
Ọ dị mma dịka esi wee na-eme ya bụ ihe mmemme tupu anyị malite anyị ga-akpọbatagodo ndị nke anyị na fanọ ga-etinyekwazi ọnụ wee dọwakwa ọba n'isiokwu bụ nke anyị wetara tata. Onye nke mbụ bụ steeti kọmanda NDLEA Anambra State Command onye na-ekwu maka ya bụ Kọmanda Daniel Ogbonna onye isi anyị na-asị gị nnọọ n'ihe mmemme tata.
Daalụ our listeners and every of our contributors.
Okay.
No, only see. You are welcome, sir. Then on your side, just as usual, Madam Priscilla Onyema, now staff officer in charge of drug demand reduction and training in that NDLEA Anambra State Command. Madam Priscilla Onyema, you are welcome.
Thank you. Imando Yeka and the other guys in the studio, Dalukwano. No man again to Dalu, Kaimekwani also can say maybe a Kwizuka. They wanna.
All the money so from kindness on the tata, nke father's rules and father's rules in the fight against drug abuse and trafficking. Manatupu, I buy the widow when you book up on Soro. I swear the many became men. I give you any updates.
Yes.
Can they to NDLEA well all over?
Zukagaraga. Over to you. Yes, our viewers, listeners, normally procedures to bring our activities in the week under review in NDLEA Anambra State. Last week we were able to cover areas like Onisha, Oka here, Mbaku, Ui, local government, and I would say we're able to cover 2 villages in that way, local government, and arrested some drugs, various drugs. In our drug demand reductions, we were able to cover only one areas, that is the NYC. We're in the camp, orientation camp, NYC, and carried out enlightenment programs for the youth members for the week. Thank you.
Okay. Before the Albania, so Mudani na all these operations since this year. We will go to
Yes, I would say yes to the level of my area of jurisdictions. I used to say it, we have to understand how this how it works. Now, in the criminal justice systems, it is threefold. The enforcement where we belong, then the judiciary and the correctional. Now, for our own side, we have arraigned many of them in the court, and they'll be convicted. So we have enough convictions, getting up to having almost 60 to 80, I don't have precisely, convictions so far this year, almost 80 convicted. But whether they are serving or not, I may not say that because after convictions, it's my own role is to arrest and take to court. The court will not convict. Now, if they give them option of fine or if going to prison, then that's not our concern again. I want to arrest and move them to court, then court will now conviction, will now take our convictions. Now, giving them number of imprisonment, if they give them option of fine, paying, whether they pay or not, is not, we don't know. I can't give account of that.
Okay, sir. Yeah, I don't know about community, so I need him to go start to NDLEA and you. Nkena abịara gị n'ụlọ mgbasa ozi Anambra Broadcasting Service. Cheta na ọ bụ na ịchọ ka gị na ndị NDLEA kwuo NDLEA Anambra State Commando bụ ọfa na 091 368 326 79 091 368 326 79 ma ọ bụ ọfa na 081 215 16366 081 215 16366 number ndị NDLEA Anambra State Command. I ka ya akpọ nke igwe okwu anyị nwere ike iji wee tụrụ uche nke gị nọ mgbe oge elu wee gbachara igwe okwu ya ncheta bụ fathers' roles in the fight against drug abuse and trafficking. That is okenolu dere ndị nna ụlọ mgbe izizi anyị kwuru maka ndị nne anyị kwuru maka okenolu dere ndị nne so that door dịzị ka anyị na-atụzi ndị too much especially so I chọrọ n'ụbọchị taa anyị mama na-agbakwa mbọ ka esi wee tụọ anya n'akava so what role do fathers have in this fight of drug abuse and trafficking? Considering their position in the family, fathers are seen as breadwinners and kings in their homes. So if I have to know, it would be not their families. So what are those roles they play in this fight against drug abuse and drug trafficking in our society?
Well, thank you very much. Fathers, in fact, their role cannot be overemphasized. As the head of the family, you are the manager, commander-in-chief of your family. So you give rules and regulations. You direct the activities and how your home runs. So they have a very important thing to play, rules. And some father will give time, like everybody must be on the bed, must be on the sitting room, time light out. If you want to have in some schools, some parent family give you time, you must go to bed. Then some father before some time you must, if so time, everybody must be at home. So these are things to curtail excess of the children just going on their own way. So the fathers is person that direct how the family runs. Now fathers also give out serious instructions and carry it out also in the house. Even punishment and other things. So fathers give advice to their children, which is primary. So he is one that lead them and guide them, teach them in the word of Lord, so that if they grow, they will not depart from it. So fathers are people that lead. They are pastors of their house or their houses. So give instructions and and directives. So they have a very great role to play. Fathers also will inspect their children's rooms and activities, look at their books, look at their performances, watch when they are doing well and when they are not doing well, and watch their also dress code and their behavioral attitude. So, they have a lot to do in the home. And of course, carrying it also to the societies. We have fathers, we also have some of them in community committees and other in the villages, the village heads and village members, role models in the village. They carry it from their family also to the villages, to the village squares, and make laws guiding the communities of their villages. So fathers have a lot of role. In fact, they have the major role to play in seeing that the children are not going to drugs and the drugs are being controlled within their villages and communities. Thank you.
You've really touched the roles of fathers in their families, respective families. But coming to the issue of curbing this menace of drug abuse and drug trafficking, what specifically are those fathers or these fathers expected to be doing, especially to know when the children start indulging in this practice we are talking about? Can you be more specific?
Okay. As I said before, the fathers also have in the control of their children could also have access to watch out their activities to the point or even to the extent of sometimes taking to their rooms to know their peer groups and how they play together, and even searching even their pockets and all that to make sure that they don't see. And if at any given time they discover anything, either physically or some social way of the behavioral pattern of the child, they will caution him and bring him. Of course, sometimes when they will bring him, if they discover that they are waiting to drugs, they'll take them to bring them for counseling and rehabilitations. Okay. So these are the things they play, and of course, by physical examinations, as I said, and from time to time, give instructions. Even coming together in the village squares, forming a committee, comforting the people that are dealers, and of course, bringing information to those who sell drugs, who sell drugs to destroy children, to us, NDLEA, and work with them.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Before I adjourn here, Madam Priscilla, I'd like to also ask you a question before so Madam Priscilla, based on observation, especially this time that the country is being ravaged by hardship. So do you think that our fathers are really playing these roles as listed by our commander here, like making sure that their children are not indulging in criminal activities and practices like this, drug abuse and drug trafficking we are talking about?
Apart from observation, the outcome, as in when you see the children, and ụfọdụ na na-emekwa ike ha ọ bụrụ na ụmụaka pụzie n'ezi ha emebe ihe ha chọrọ ime ụmụagodo ụmụaka na amụma. So some fathers are trying. Ụfọdụ ndị nakwa na-adị enwe efe for the family. So I can't just say that na ndị nna na-eme ihe ha kwesịrị ime ma na ha anaghị eme ihe ha kwesịrị ime. Onye na-arụ ọrụ ya mana ọ na-arụ ọrụ ya, onye ada arụ mana ọ da-arụ ọrụ. But we are here to encourage them to sit up and ka ha fụ na the society a na-ekwu okwu ya bụkwanụ communities, as in the community and the society is communities, the communities but villages but kindreds, and these kindreds but families. So whatever you are outside, you started from a home. So whatever you are doing as a father, know that because some fathers gonna hustle na bambo morning through nights na tough na children. You see them, they can't even take themselves out. They can't even buy good things for themselves to use. You know na bambo maka akuru school fees akuru gono egoro akwa mabeli ni look na hustle time na aga. Some of them don't have the time to take care of themselves, but yet they won't pay attention to these children. We are here to encourage our fathers. The first thing you will do as a father is to make sure that you are the role model to your child. Do not be the reason why your child as perceiving you as a zero and an example. Don't be the reason your child gets into drug abuse. And secondly, make sure that as you hustle for money, as you struggle to make sure that you give them the best life, that you pay attention. My boss said a lot. Pick one after the other. He said a whole lot. ọrụ ha bi n'elu ụmụ ha anya ọrụ ha mgbe ụfọdụ na-echeki akpa ụmụaka na-echeki room ụmụaka na-eme out time with ụmụaka
na-echeki difference
ha na-keep then you make laws and then force the laws in your house. You cannot say na we gonna know by 8 o'clock or na 7:30 go about papa. Ejela na man we meet me ejela. They are watching you now. So let's just do what we can as fathers and to make sure that we give our children the best in everything. God will be wasted effort, because when you see some fathers come to talk about their children sometimes, some fathers cannot even feel comfortable in their own homes because of drug. You see them, they behave irrationally. Most of one man I go to office one day, he came to me. No man the state of his wife now, we can before just imagine the man what would that be happening to his wife? Why? Because we are working. So what we are trying to say in all this is, because as you hustle for money, also make out time. Sometimes make out time just with these children. Dina have John has said back at school. John has said Makandina more. John Makora. John Maka friends. Hamaruke ne parents see their friends. Not just knowing their friends. Only a moge. One na chota moge. One moge na chota. Only moya. In those days, he na chota na bear in forward. As in more okay. My mother. Ofini de mma oba genkete o wen yo ifin ba na bi ni dara na note oba genkete oni bi to na so what are you the house? So that's the kind of training I got. That's what I have, that's what I give. So what I'm saying is that if we can still give what we got from our parents, our children will be better for it. Most of our fathers got the base of the training from their parents. Do you understand? Mana, I know about it as in a society na hey change. We are the ones changing the society. So if we can do our best, I'm sure that the children will be good for it. Thank you.
Okay, let me come to you, Commander Daniel, because now always so many things and then Nana gave me like this or Dika so the question is Keka fathers Gesi will balance discipline and nurturing in order to make help their children make their positive choices as to this drug abuse and with the rules of fathers.
Yes, balancing of
discipline and nurturing. Yes.
Discipline and nurturing. Nurturing a child, of course, is bringing him the way. You, as a father, you are nurturing somebody. You will be playing as a role model to that person. The person will learn it from you. Then you are nurturing the person properly. You understand? Because, as she said, you can't give an order. By 8 o'clock, everybody be here. And then by 8 o'clock, that's when you planning to go out to go and drink and come back by 12 or so. So they know that father comes out at 12. So by the mission, that by 12, in the around by 11:30, they go to their bed and start snoring. I think they are snoring. So you nurture them by giving examples, living by examples, being a role model to them. If you don't smoke and you don't drink, the house where the parents and father don't drink and smoke, hardly can you see the children coming from that house drinking and seeing it as a way of life. But when you see drinking and smoking as a way of life in the house, you know what you are building up. So they see it as a normal thing. So we live by examples, teach, nurture them by example. They just be emulating our footsteps. What we do, then grow with it. That is the best way of nurturing. Discipline, of course, if you are a child, the Bible said if you spoil a rod, what you
Spare the rod and spoil the child.
So you do not, if a child misbehaves, you discipline him. You know, it's a correctional way of bringing him back to the order. So it's not a question of violent way. You know, if it means, you know, putting you on that way, discipline him for him to come back to order, to his senses. Yes.
Okay, and the same note, is it right for a father to send his child or something to go and buy something like cigarettes, smoke, or tobacco?
Then I'm telling you, I just said it now.
Okay.
That nurturing a child is for you to set examples for. If you are smoking and making drink and smoke as a, and of course sending him, if you are not sending him, but you are smoking, they just see it as a normal thing. Yeah, my father is smoking. Okay. Let's just say maybe some, if a Senate president or maybe a professor of is doing such a thing. The children say, this guy is doing it and he's a professor. This guy is doing it and he's a medical doctor. This guy is doing it, they will see it as a normal thing. So if your father is doing things, the boy will look at what his father is doing as the best thing. As the best. You don't teach him anything before you convince him that what your father is doing is wrong. It will take you time. But if the father, the best as he's growing up, is telling him, no, this is not good, this is not good, it becomes part of it. For instance, I'm from Suka, from Enugu State in Suka. So if we, our brought up, our cultural background speaks volumes. You understand? A child, a young woman get married, you already know that she got married. Nobody tells you anything. He just naturally grew up to know that this is the principle of the place, this is the lifestyle of the people, and all that. So nobody teaches them. They just grew up to learn that this is the way of life. So that's how it goes about for any other person. If you are a father, you live by examples. I used to tell them, look, there's something I don't know, even in my office, even as a commander of narcotics, I said, because I don't want my children to be in this way. Therefore, this is how I live my life. This is how I do my life. How I like to live. Even my professions, whatever, I go by it, from how it is stipulated. I try to fight this thing, protect other people's children, because I don't want my own children to be involved.
Yeah. Okay. All right, fathers, we collaborate with communities, schools, and law enforcement agencies to combat this drug abuse among young people.
Yes, this is exactly what we've been crying and campaigning for. That while we even come up with that our program of community controlled drug committees we are setting. So it is fathers that are supposed to do that. The fathers we have in the villages, we have different level of management or management in Igbo land systems. From the family down to Umuna, from Umuna down to the whole village squares like that. So, so you manage it from there. You understand that age grade and all this. So we use those age grades, Umuna, or the family. From there, the community heads, the heads, use of those that be set before us in Igbo tradition and Igbo, patterns of governance in Igbo is very spelled out. So if you follow it further, the fathers are at the helm of affairs of all this. Yes, at every level of management of Igbo culture, they are there. So it's job for them to play that role, starting from their family to the village square, from there to the whole entire village, to community, to the down to town and all this is. So it is well stipulated. So they need that role, everybody, to make sure that work with the community, work with their groups in each one. So let's stop this thing. One thing with we the Igbos and where we are in Anambra, if we say this is a taboo, we call it a taboo. You can also try somebody. If you say this is a taboo, everybody who does this should not leave our town. And the whole village in the heads, the fathers meet in that level, that high level, powerful, and agree. Probably with Umada, agree, and that's all. It becomes a law there. And if you do it in that, you will ostracize from that village, and nothing happens. So they have a very great role to play. That's why I said this thing we are crying for, we can flush them out. It is just a question of a will power by the fathers, will power for the community people to say and Igwe and they say this is what we don't want this from our villages. And it goes, and of course they have the support of the government, the state government and federal government. So they have our support. So what can we do?
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Madam Priscilla, I'm going to be in okay. Ndi nna gesi wenwete enyemaka ma ọ bụ na ta chọpụta na nwafa na ọgwụ ike.
Well, the best approach Bugodo achopuna nwa gị n'ụlọ when we notice something like that. And obura no bidogo you notice here only little or nothing that you can do to assist him, so you seek for professional help.
Okay.
And we rehabilitation centers and we counselors in town, you just make your inquiry.
Okay.
We have our own rehabilitation center in Onisha. If you're in Oka, you can come, we can talk with you and assess. All needed to go for rehabilitation, we refer you to us. Personally, with private rehabilitations, you can actually take your child to anywhere that you are comfortable with. But the truth is that there is little or nothing that you can do unless maybe a counselor as a father. So seek for professional assistance from professional helpers. You will get help.
So look at the person you have a solution.
He will just enter a bunk. Do you understand?
Yeah.
My boss has something to say.
Yes. You don't need to beat the child, as she said. You just seek a professional advice. Because if you do, when the guy leaves the house, he will get comfort somewhere. That somewhere is going to get comfort that night is doing bunk. So he will smoke hell after himself, to forget his sorrow and like that. Yeah. From there he takes off from there, and he can get to the worst that you prefer not to have had him. So the best thing is to seek for a counselor.
I can NDLEA and you obuna wetacha anya bozi ndike na kwada anyị ga-emepekwazi igwe okwu ma ọ bụ nwa maka isi okwu wetata bụ mụ na ịkọ ọdọọlụ mụ nwa ajụ ị ga-ajụ ịma ga-akpọpụtala akara ekwentị ige ya akpọzi anyị oku wetago
ọtụtụ ndị mmadụ akpọrọ owe mana ka anyị wetagodo ozi ndị NDLEA ife agbapụzi egwu okwu.
This message is brought to you by the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Brigadier General Muhammad Buga Marwan.
I know ihe mmemme a anyị ka na-agakwa n'ihu cheta nọ ihe mmemme NDLEA, that is National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Anambra State Command na-eweta kwa Tuesday ọbụla. Then onye ife onye isi kwuru that is the commander of the agency, bụ Mr. Daniel Onishi, also that n'ikugbu nwa gị dịka onye nna abụọ the best option. No, in fact, no an option. No, give you seek professional advice and help for your child. No, you be the best. So, obviously, chose one day, maybe no one wagi, no into drugs, each on your laka, sitting a candy NDLEA Anambra State Command. Bofana 091 368 326 79 091 368 32679. My bofana 081 215 163 66 081 215 163 66. Number the NDLEA Anambra State Command. Almost a bofa makenyamaka. Then come nke inwe ike iji wee gwazie anyị ebumnobi gị n'isiokwu anyị bụ n'ọnụ ụbọchị taa nke bụ oke na ọlụ dịrị ndị nna ma ndị nna ka anyị na-ekwu maka ya n'ụbọchị taa. So oke na ọlụ dịrị ndị nna na nya bụ agha a na-ebu imegide ịṅụ ọgwụ ike na-etu mgbe niile n'obodo anyị. Ọ bụ na ị chọrọ itinye ọnụ n'okwu akpụ n'ọnụ kpọọ anyị na 070 653 813 20 070 653 381320. Number ABS ịkpọ anyị IPK gwazi anyị ebumnuche gị n'ihe anyị na-ekwu n'ụbọchị taa. Daalụ n'isonyere anyị.
Ebunakwa mkpọtụ wee bata. Ị ga-anọ.
Anyị enwewo kọla. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Afọ anyị na-eri isi akpọ.
Ọchadị Progressive Mokpezi akpọ.
Usiwe ewe ntekwu ọnụ.
Obeze.
Ọchadị Progressive Mokpezi akpọ.
Okay, Chiadịka Obi.
Biko ịma anyị bụ ndị Granta. Anyị zụtụla ndị nna ka ọ dọrọ. Onwe ndị nna na-emete nwe ndị ada eri ike. Iji gbuo na eziokwu a na-ekwu ọnụ n'afọ. Onwe ofu nke na-ada akpa afọ mkpọgodo onye afọ ọ ga-enwe aṅụrị. Ọ na-esi site ya na-eji nwa nwoke ga-egodo nwa 5 years na ọ dịghị mma. Ọ sị m na onye na-ahụsi. Nwa na-agwa ya kwụsị sigara nwa ya ọ na-enye n'ahụ adị m nwa eke na-aṅụ mmanya dị m anyị. Were ofu mbọchị ozi nwa n'ogwere abalị nwa abụọ ije gote siga ahụ. Were isi siga trita na-eti n'ọnụ litere igote siga. Mmadụ afụzi ya wee bịagwa ya. Nwunye ya wee chụsi na ya gwagburu ya nwoke acha agene ọdụzie nwa ọsị ya eziokwu na ya dakiri n'ọnụ ya chika nwe ụzọ atọ ụtọ.
Ọ na-eme practice.
Nwoke a wee tiri mbọchị ahụ kwụsị siga ruo taa. So na ndị nna onwe ndị chọrọ ka emebie ya nwee ndị achọrọ ndị NDLEA ya ha bụ ngazi obodo niile ifu ndị na-eme ihe ahụ emere efe ọtụtara ama ya na-eme ndị na-apụ agha kịta dị too much. Onwe nwa nke ọya wee fụ n'ahụ ya onye isi ifu onye ahụ emere ụmụaka kịta ebere obere nwa aka ọkaibe 15 years ọ na-ese nke ụzọ na-aṅụ nke ọnwụ. So biko ndị NDLEA uru na-arụ ọrụ uru ebe ọ na-afọtọrọ uru jeenu dịka anyị ọrụ ndị okenye Igbo ga anya anyị aka atụ ntụ and ọ bụrụ nke adị maka wee sị na-agba ọsọ na ọ ka ọ dị onye ọbụla mma. Madam Priscilla na onye isi anaghị ekwu na onye ọghọta omume o nweta ego bịa wetara ya no ọ ka wee dozie ezinụlọ ya. Anyị nwere ka anyị si amụcha nwa ọ gachasị ebe niile anya na-enwe aṅụrị ị na-asị na ọwụbeghị nwa o wechekwu echiwo ma ọgbụgharị isi na-asị ndị nna onye ọbụla mara onwe onye isi ụdị ya n'ihu nwa maka ị na-esi nwa omecha chọrọ nke nnukwu onye ọka chọrọ nwa nnekwu siga nwa ahụ ọka na-esikwe nnekwu siga
Daalụ eko ha ma n'isi ntu. Eko ha ma n'isi ntu. So ndị nna o ji akwa awụ alụ mara onwe.
Thank you very much. You are one of our very regular listeners and you always call. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Biko ndị ọma na-ege ntị unu chetakwa na drug bụ ihe nna na-eri ọ na-ama nchọ ka nwa ya rie. Ihe ahụ ọ ya bụ you eat it and you don't want your child to eat it, please go away from it because your child ga-amanata na ị na-eme ya. No matter how much you try to hide it, ọ ya afunata na ị na-eme ya. Anyị nwere ike ịmara na ọmago iche na
ọ na-ezi ya.
Yeah, na ị na-ezo na nri the child without knowing na nwa ahụ afụgo ịgba gị nkịtị. Mgbe ọ ga-practice be ihe ahụ ọ na-amụta n'aka gị as at that time ị nwere ike ifele ama nkwezi gị and then ị na-enwezi the moral justification to talk to the child. Because that thing ị na-eri ma nchọrọ ka nwa gị rie ya, please stop it. It's not good for you.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, sir.
How far you know this, Abu?
Because we're going to know, but I'm Sri Lanka, Urumba North.
Ghana, everything will go. I don't know, so my radio, working shift or belly.
Because we're going to
Ghana.
Because French are going to come when in the national driver agency, you could handle Diana, I would say, cheaper drivers are there, one also. In case of our side, graphics, morning and next in your head. Instead of sitting down, our bonus are too much. Because I'm not your side, you're on the master away, and body very bad. But if you're the next software, you have to check rugged, but not standing not to move in your hand. You will check that as tinted grass. So what if I never on the road to the other 2 months of the terrible, because I'm not your side, you know?
So onye nke a bụ ayọkọ oji wee bịa ndị tipa drivers also na some of them na anwụ ife ọnwụwa na anya moto even mgbe ha nọ na steering fa na anwụ so na ọ chọrọ kwuru mmebekwu anya na that area.
Though na ndị mmadụ na-afụtawa ka ndị nwere ajọ ma not
It's all right. We have heard. We are taking note on that. We have our patrol teams who the rovers who move around, so they will take care of that one. Thank you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I'm from the
champion. After you know this,
I'm making in the Agondo. I'm looking at Agondo. But I'm done as I'm when they go now, law enforcement agents and drug. Yeah, when the president is in most of it. Now, all these things because this is not go too much. Don't want to do it. Only got to sit warm down area, man, with Ebenata.
Yes.
Man, the government in the allow issue, when issue, but it's better. Because someone is gone, I found. Only if you can't have a good in but any nobody. Look at it now. Man, which can also mean a bata. Nigeria pride. And you're going to say. So you're letting one to eat a man and yard, don't just. When I come to our Korea, well, not he has way more. He had a monkey towel when home.
So, I know. Maybe not trouble. Dalo ni nanyawo uchagi trial. Manam ma like onye ozokpa anyi e gbado baniya ekpo no bo stand kebo okenolu dele ndị nna. Nanya bụ agha na-ebu imegide inwe ọgwụ ike na-etu mgbeli n'obodo anyị. Ọnya bụ okwu akpụ n'ọnụ bo stand so ikpe anyị ịgbado okwu ya ọ na-agwa anyị daalụ. Yeah, onye si inwe ike iti ọnụ na okwu ikpeazụ okwu.
Okay.
Sorry, we have a caller. Sorry.
Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, how you be, sir? No.
From primary school, fifth. If you could all which are not confident. Because then we don't know which are men. How no one has no money child. So, and then when that's their example. Now, come on. And I mean,
yeah, Gani right now.
So, maybe when that we see a sample. Yeah, so much. So much now, because that's in the good. And doing it now, the world will happen. mmadụ tinye egwu n'ahụ wee ka azụ ha na nwa ga-atụ egwu si ebe ahụ wee pụọ isi n'ike
daalụ ya okwu ya amaka ọ sị enyela example gwara na onye ọbụla na-aṅụ ihe ọṅụ ọ dị aba uru na ọ ga-eme ka nwatakịrị tụọ egwu and bido n'oge wee kụzireli ya na ọ bụrụ mgbe ọ kwụrụ karịcha akụ wee jee ịkata ya ma na ihe olulu ukwu ọgwụ ya so daalụ hello good morning afọ anyị na-ebe isi akpọ
ọ na-emeka na-ekwesị na Chris ọfịa akpọrụ
daalụ gaa n'ihu
biko ana m ekele unu na ihe ahụ unu wepụtara maka ịkọwa ọrụ dịrị ndị nna n'igbochi ọgwụ ihe gbasara ọgwụ ike
ọkwa onye nna ka ị bụ
onye nna ka m wụ ọfụma
ọkwa ị na-alụ ọfụma ka esi wee tụọ ya n'aka gị
aka na ka m na-agbara gị
gaa n'ihu
m ahụ ọfụma onye kwuore m nwa o nwere ndị nna jee binye nwa ha ga-agụga nwa ha ga-agote siga dị ọtụ ya etinye ya ọkụ jee gwa tinye ya ọkụ ọ bụ na-ebinye nwatakịrị ozito na ahịa na-amụgosi ya ụzọ asị na onye tụrụ nwa nọ na-egosi ya ụzọ ofufe ọ dịrọ mma chaa ijegote se ihe ose a zuo ya n'ebe nwatakịrị nọ ka iwere nwere ike inye nwere ndụmọdụ adịghị ama ọmụrụ ga obido sitere ya mmadụ anaghị enye ihe odowelọ ibi na-ebinye nwa gị jee gote siga ọ bụ esi ya mụ ihe ọkụ jee keke ihe ọkụ o wetaghị na onye ihe itecha ịtụgbu frita iru agụ tụpụ frita ahụ see ada ọ banyere ego and emechaa ọbịa ya ahụ ịnapịa ya biko ndị nna onye ọbụla na nwa ya ga-ese siga onye ọbụla chọrọ ise siga ma onye ọbụla a na-ese ese zo na nkene ya nwa gị e nwere nke mere n'akụkụ m ofu ụbọchị mpụta nwatakịrị ya ụlọ na-ese ihe osise o bidoro ọ mụtara ya ọfụ achọghị ihe a ga-eme ya nsụ nne na nna ya na ihe unu ga-eme obidogodu n'ụlọ nye nwa ndụmọdụ nke iziri ese na-ere ụlọ ndatekin na ọ gaghị esekwa ihe ọzọ na-esekwa ọzọ na akwụkwọ ihe ndị NDLEA kpụjere ndị polisi kpụjere ndị nche and onye aka esikwana m ya nwa ahụ ugbu a bido were tụwedate n'ụjọ maka eme asị ya na akwụkwọ idoro na anyị ka jikwa imekwa ihe wegere ya ndị a egbutụwa ya nwa tinye ya ose ahụ were pozgo mee ọrụ doro ndị nna tụma esi ya ha aja arụ ya rụta ya ibe
daalụ ọ gaghị so na ọ nwefu sọm ndị nna sef na-eme ezichekwa ụmụ ha wepụta ewe ihe ọsịsa a na-ekwu okwu achịkwuo ya amụghalị ya ọkụ obere ụmụ ha na-amụghalị ya ọkụ na ya bụ ihe ọsị so ha na-akụziri ọrụ ọfụma
yes dịka atụ anyị si ekwu maka ndị na ọlụdụ gbasara n'ụlọ they're what we call gateway drugs. Now the father might tell you it's a cigarette, it's ordinary cigarette. But that cigarette is what we call gateway to other hard drugs. So allowing your child, saying your child to buy cigarette, you are introducing him to drug use. Because from that cigarette, then he will now graduate to smoking India hemp. From the cannabis sativa. From cannabis sativa, I can even move to what we call all these now all these species. All of them are coming to it because of the colors and the louds. You know, those ones laced with other chemicals. They are all cannabis, but laced with other chemicals. Before he moved to those higher ones. You know, so we call this cigarette gateway drugs. So. Allowing your child to go and buy cigarette for you or sending him to go and buy, asking him to go and light it, you are just teaching him to go into drugs. So please, our fathers, let's resist from that completely. It's all good.
ọ bụrụ na ị ka chọrọ iti ọnụ n'okwu akpọ n'ọnụ chọta na ị ka nwere ohere ime nke a site na ịkpọ anyị na 070-653-813-20 070-653-813-20. Hello, good morning. Pụọ na redio gị.
So ndị kwa na-eji egote ma ọnkụ ọbịakwa sọ ndị nna like ọnkụ obi a na be gị ị ga-amakwa ụdị ihe na-ezi nwa gị na-eji egote ma ọnkụ siga so
from them did this cigar. You know now. I don't know now. One teacher now saying me cigar to get to the cigar. So one school uniform so goes green cigar. One message to them on a toilet, one of a bathroom, one in the classroom. I say no one. So go on them. Anambra, one on HFI. So na true uniform we right in the or the dark license, which was there my cigar go. So when we went there, can we finish as a young man before no I asked the mama to so all the time we want to know why. My 11 years of marriage. But one for one, I see you say you because I like to come home and say because all of the other school are drug abuse and everything. So I'm not what you say. And I hope we are one. The man I could do here. I need to tell our girl I'm at here. Of course, also you so all you can see on the
Dalo. Only from if we were practical example of
thank you very much. If I have a practical example, how the young man entered into use of drugs. So we are advising strongly for our fathers. Please don't lead your child or children to drug use or drug misuse. It's very bad. We've heard how the father from his fathers, he learned how to smoke, and he entered and God helped him. He came out of it. So please, some will enter and it becomes difficult for them to come out. Now we know that from crack, some guys, 90% of those who tested crack never came out from it because of the addictiveness of it. So some will go and they will not come out. So don't introduce your children or your child to drug use.
And again, no way now uncle and easy pre so they can then I am and make sure and the madu around you go to sustain.
See in this case now, uncle Yama the moral discretion or the court is the one the boy the against it. The one day uncle this boy, never send this boy. If you remember what I started with as a father, your children see you as their hero.
Exactly.
They look up to you. Do not be the reason why your child should get into the abuse of drug. Like I want into this business now. Only no get him, I not understand it. But this our caller now, this last caller, in fact, God knew the thing. It was just hitting me directly because this is what I hear like call every day. If how this young man enter, but God was with him, like my boss said, that many people that enter into this are not even able to come out. But this guy, Chineke Nyeriaka, or Kusimuya Makanagini, or Cholakanguya Motia from him, just like he learned it from his father. Fathers out there, I'm sure that you guys are listening. And these callers now, but who make the Tehaniku? Even the Aburaku calling men are Nollywood. These are things that happen on daily
life.
Yes, daily basis. And I'm against him, and I because I me a friend more a neighbor, please, whatever you do not be the reason why your child gets into the abuse of drug.
I think Mr. Daniel Yemezia in the Morde Bazo. That
is the state commander in
Anambra State Command.
Yeah, thank you, our listeners. We're trying to come to end today. It has been a very good deliberation and teachings, and we all enjoyed it. Our parents, our fathers, please let us be up to our games, our positions in the family, ensure that our children, we do not teach them wrong thing. Let's teach them the right thing and monitor them, observe them, educate them in a way that they should grow. that you will be proud of them in the future. Please don't teach them, don't be a good role model for them in the first place. Let them emulate you and see how you lived your life, then they can live in the same directions. Thank you.
Madam Priscilla, over to you.
Just like I said, please do not be the reason why your child would get into drug abuse. And just a little distraction from what we're talking about. Our quiz competition will soon start. Every secondary school, from like SS1, or when you're just 3D bright, you are eligible to participate. Register register. You can come to office and register. You can go to PPSSC and register your school. What do you require from you apart from register and first school mugi and your contact, maybe your phone number, indicate that your school is interested in participating. I just send you the date, the program, the quiz video. Maybe towards the end of this month, the quiz will start. And the grand finale will be on the 26th of June. By a celebration for a day free of drug. So, Obuni school, Obuni the principal of school, please, registration is on now. Register your school. Anambra school will be our first.
Website.
Anambra school will be our first this year. So atukwana ihe anu anana maka na obara ezigbo toro. Ndị gbara first last year ụmụaka jichekwa laptop bara uru nabao.
Afọ mmanya.
Ezigbo laptop.
Afọ mmanya, I was there.
Ndị nke gba second bụkwa tablet ko ụmụaka ji o ọbụkwa obele ife ka a na-ekwe ha. Then ifuze ndị nke gba third bụ 32 inches television o ko ụmụaka ji wee naba. Ndị gbaziri fort bụ just consolation prize bụkwa fan, standing fan ko ụmụazị abụ. So onye ma, and each of them ọbụrụkwa a whole school enweta one. Each of the students got one of this item, so nobody knows whether your school will get near this time. The email address you can send your interest book NDLEA Anambra@yahoo.com, all in small letters. NDLEA Anambra@yahoo.com. Just write the name of your school, leave a contact phone number, and just say that you are interested in participating. Thank you. Our subscription Google please, and pay for, even if it's 6 months. You can call the radio ABS directly and find out. You can call us with the numbers up and find out anything. We will be promoting your brand within the period that the payments last. Thank you very much.
NDLEA and you nke na-abịa gị kwa Tuesday ọbụla n'ụlọ mgbasa ozi abụ Anambra Broadcasting Service 88.5 FM Ọka. Afam bụ Emmanuel Okonkwo. Wana asị gị onye nna na-ege anyị ntị, cheta summary of ihe anyị kpaa n'ụbọchị taa bụ that you should father by example, lead by example. Bụrụ ezigbo nna onye ka anyị kwuru n'ụbọchị taa. Daalụ n'isonye anyị.
Mụ onwe mbụ onye ka Chukwu na-asị ka ọ dịzie n'izu ụka ọzọ.